Well, this is the last night of my second walk. I'm back where I started my first walk. Not sure if you're going to be able to hear this too well because it's quite windy, but I'll see how it goes. Anyway, the sun's set, and just thought I'd show you the view. It's starting to get smoky now. People are starting to burn again. It's really nice up here. It's not smoky at all, but you can see in the mountains. Kind of makes beautiful landscapes with the smoke in between the peaks, but it'd be much better if there was no smoke at all. Yeah, not sure what to say. Not much to say, I guess. All in all. I guess I'm feeling a bit sad. I'm a bit sad that it's over, although I'm happy to be heading home. But there's a deeper sadness that I'm feeling, so and people that know me will know this is nothing new. You know, things are in kind of crisis right now, and there's a lot of people are paying attention, or some people are paying attention, but I wouldn't say a lot. So here I go walking around the woods and things, just to find my feet again, I guess. I mean, I live in the woods, so I don't know. Anyway, I'm not sure what to say about that. I live in the woods in a small village, but there's something about walking and seeing people. I mean, this trip wasn't all woods by any means, but there was some pretty nice areas that I went through. Of course, all through here is nice, beautiful, and also this walk, Doilanka, really stood out. Mind you, the hot springs at Chaesong National Park were quite nice too. That night and the night before, I camped in a kind of a campgroundy kind of place. It's okay. It's certainly safe, which is a lot of my friends worry about things being safe. Fair enough, I would say. But yeah, I don't know. It just seems a bit mad, I guess, is how I feel. I mean, last night there was like, around midnight, it must have been like 20, 30 big motorbikes went flying through the park. I think, like, Jesus Christ. Do you know what I mean? Like, what the hell? Anyway, too much money, too much egos, I reckon. Anyway, so yeah, so we're heading into some very interesting times. And I'm not talking about Trump here. I was pondering this, what I might post on Facebook or write in a blog or something about finally when the Arctic ice is gone, even for a short bit, like a couple of weeks or something, maybe this summer or soon at any rate. Like, and I want to write something that says, like, okay, I don't care who you are, I don't care how great your life's been, I don't care how horrible your life's been, how difficult, how easy. This is the most significant thing to happen in your life. And not just your life, but every human's life going back 2 million years, right? Not just human, Homo sapiens sapiens, but all homos. You hear that? Anyway. Right. So, let's see if I can get the exposure. So I can shift the exposure a bit so you can see the mountains in the back. Anyway, whatever, right? Let's be what it is. we didn't. I brought my shamisen, but the next big walk I do, I won't bring it. I played it and I did a video, which probably I'll have up pretty soon too. But it's not really about music. It's about inspiration. These walks, it's about inspiration and pondering and all that stuff. That was nice to have, and I played it twice. But hauling around 7 pounds of musical instrument. Like there are some days when it would have been nice not to have that weight. I think, wow, it's hard to decide which view of layers of mountains is nicer. There's this one. I guess it's all nice. There's no competition here. So the sunset behind Doi. Oh jeez, what's the name of it? The biggest mountain in Thailand. Doi Intanon. That's it. But you can't see it because it's all smoky. You could see the sun dip, and it got cut off, as it sunk down. But you couldn't actually see the mountain. Yeah. Met lots of great people, as usual. There's a lot of road walking on this one, and for the really heavy roads, I ended up getting rides. If people stopped and offered me a ride, I would go, sure. So I still walked a lot on the roads, but the pavement is really hard on my feet right now. It's hard anyway, walking on pavement. But look how bright it is there. Now this, exposure change. Oh, there it goes. Oh, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I did get some lifts here and there. Like today, I got a lift up part of the way to Q Fin, is where I am from. I was at Chaesong National Park, where the hot springs are, which was great. They were so nice to me. I walked up to the main gate. I told them what I was doing, showed them my little card, and they says, "Oh, you can come for free." For free, I was talking Thai with them, but at one point I said, "Oh, tell Thai, how much would it be to come?" He says, "You come for free, no problem." So it's really beautiful being here because that can happen. That would never happen at a Canadian provincial or national park. They wouldn't care what your purpose was or anything. They'd just go, pay the money or get out. It's just a different kind of way. Anyway, and then the camping was 30 baht a night. So 30 baht, that's like in Canadian money, like $1.20 or something. And then I bought 2 ice cream things. I've been dying for ice cream. No one has it because it's the cold season. But it's like summer in southern Alberta, so I was dying for ice cream. Not that there were many shops along the way. Most of the villages didn't have shops and things, but a couple did. And anyway, so then went to the hot springs, and those were 50 baht. Just go and soak in a private sort of room with a beautiful tub and everything. It's really nice. So 50 baht, really within my range of funds. And then today I got a lift from someone up to Ban Pamiang. But unfortunately, the back gate of his pickup truck was loose. So we got to where his homestay is in Ban Pamiang, and I go to the back to get my pack, and lo and behold, no pack. And I'm going, excuse me, my knapsack's not here. I'm not freaking out because all the super valuable things like passports and, whatever, I have with me. Although my passport's not with me, but, that kind of stuff. But my instrument was in there and some bits and pieces of things that I wouldn't like to lose. I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world if I did, because I've got, 4 shamisens at home anyway. Anyway, so we went back, and sure enough, a guy that I was talking to when he picked me up, I gotta say, you have to imagine that I speak Thai very poorly, and most of the people I meet on these walks don't speak English at all. Maybe hello and stuff, but that's mostly the case, which I love. It's great. Have a great time. Really love it. Wouldn't change it for anything. Anyway, but so you can imagine our conversations. Like, to say the simplest things takes forever, but it's all fun. Lots of smiling and laughing and stuff. So it's all good. Oh, where I'm gonna go tomorrow, there's this ridge right here. Oh, there we go. That ridge there. I'm gonna go. It's not exactly that ridge, because that's on the. Oh, that's on the other side of Mekombo. Okay, maybe it's this ridge, but it's not that either. Anyway, I'm gonna walk down a ridge, so I'm not gonna take the road down. I'm gonna take the ridge down to the waterfall, because I know the trails around here now. So I'm really close to home. I'm like, I don't know, 6 kilometers away. Yeah, so we went back, and this fellow I was talking to, and he was just on his motorbike, old fellow. He had my pack on his motorbike, and he knew where we were going. I guess he knew the guy that I got a lift with, because he was there when I got the lift, and so I grabbed it from him. And the fellow that was driving, he said I should give him a bit of money. So he suggested 100 baht, so I did, and that was great, and everyone was happy. So it was all good. My umbrella broke a little bit, but I can glue it up. Well, parasol is what it is, because it's not raining. Right, so that was that, and then I got a lift, then I walked a bunch more, and then I got a lift for the last couple kilometers to Qfin, and then walked into this campsite I have here. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? This is beautiful and everything, but let's walk back to my camp. You can see. I'm going to get covered in burrs through this bit. So this is, this is a special place, and I discovered it with my friends Ong and Maureen, and it's great. There's this beautiful rock here, so it's great to sit. Right? Oh Jesus! Ants all over my hand. Whew, that's not good. They're on my stick. Ugh, eek. That's a weird feeling. Life in the bush, eh? Anyway, okay. So yeah, so this beautiful rock. It's actually right now, it's much too hot to sit on during the afternoon. So I sit under the shade and read and stuff like that. Today, when I got here on, I don't know, 1:30 or something. I'm still ants crawling all over me. They're not biting though. That's good. Yeah, so anyway, we're going to walk back. So this is a great rock to sit on. When it's cooler, if it's a cooler day and maybe cloudy, it's a great place to sit just for hours and hang out, Anyway, so let's head back and get covered in burrs. It's getting quite dark too. Although, yeah, you can see it looks pretty dark. Right. So I have my headlamp, but I haven't got it on. Of course, one must always keep an eye out for snakes on the trail. It's really better to not step on one. Highly recommended to no stepping on snakes. Haven't really seen any snakes on this trip. I'm sure I've passed them, and because I'm walking slowly and they get out of my way. The first trip I saw a snake and it was on the trail and I just nudged it away. It wasn't too big, Anyway, but you gotta keep an eye out because you don't want to step on a snake, that's for sure. You never know. It could be like, geez, I think you'd recognize a cobra. Do you know what I mean? The big king cobras and stuff. But there's like Malayan pit vipers and stuff that are really camouflaged in leaves and stuff. You have to be careful of. So anyway, this is, ooh, it's getting really dark. So there's my tent. I'm tempted to leave the fly off, so I can watch the stars, but it really depends how, oh, there's a tent there. It really depends how dewy it ends up being. So I've got my fly in back. So if I feel the dew coming on, I can quickly pop that up. Anyway, yeah, so this is where I sat. You can barely see it. This is where I sat this afternoon. Yeah, maybe I'll have to boost this a bit in post. And I did my cooking there and stuff. And that's probably where I'll cook in the morning. Anyway, so yeah, it's a little space. It's kind of an opening. I think they were working on planting trees and stuff on this slope that we were just looking at. That's why this is here. And there's a little, what probably was a road, a dirt track, I guess you could say. You could, at the time, they probably could bring up jeeps and things. Nothing big though. But now it's kind of, a lot of it's eroded away. It's really a trail at this stage, I'd say. Couldn't even bring a motorbike, and there's trees over it now and stuff. Yeah. So anyway, it's a really beautiful place, and so Alan and Maureen and I rediscovered it. It's a special place, our special place. It's not too far from the road. It's 1 or 2 kilometers, I guess. And but tomorrow I'm not going back to the road. I'm going to cut halfway, then join up with the other trails I know, and this will give me a chance to mark the trail from here as well. Because I have been kind of figuring out, wondering where that might be. So tomorrow I'll finish that line of trail marking on my topo map with my Gaia GPS app for the iPhone. And then we'll be home, and I'm going to stop by the cafe and get some green coffee beans, and maybe I'll have a coffee and cake if they have any cake, which I'm sure they will. And then be home within, I don't know, 40 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Yeah. One thing that's quite great here is that there's lots of pine trees up here. It's just high enough, you know. Some of these are planted for sure. I think maybe some aren't, but quite a few would be planted, I imagine. Nonetheless, it's kind of a smell from back home. In Ontario, BC, Alberta. Not so much BC, but more Alberta. Right, anyway, I'm going to put my stick by this tree, and we'll say, time to sign off. There's lots of, oh, I'm not signing off yet. Oh, this is really long. Better sign. Okay, thanks for watching this long video.